Room 4A of the Evergreen Court courthouse breathed with the unease of a gray Monday. Muffled whispers and the creak of worn benches hung in the air like fog. Officer Rex, the enforcer, Garrison, sat at the defense table, arms sprawled, a smirk curling his weathered face. He looked at ease, like a king among pawns. Then the back door clicked open. A woman entered, black, composed, unremarkable at first glance. Her navy blazer, worn shoes, and neatly tied bun drew no fanfare. But when Garrison saw her, his smirk widened. "Looks like we got ourselves a new cleaning crew," he muttered to the prosecutor. Laughter snaked through the courtroom like smoke. She gave no reaction, just walked to the front row and sat. Calm, silent, unbothered. What no one knew, not the judge, not Garrison, not even the civil rights observer 2 floors below, was that this woman was not new to this courtroom. She was Sophia Reed. Years ago, she'd entered these same doors in cuffs, a promising Columbia law student accused of assaulting an officer. Garrison had arrested her without cause, fabricated his report, and watched the system destroy her life. Her scholarship vanished. Her reputation burned. And the judge, Alastair Thorne, barely looked up from the bench as he sentenced her. But time had worked on Sophia like steel in a forge. She had disappeared, changed her name, moved west. She took jobs that kept her invisible. She studied systems, power, silence. Now, she was back, not as a victim, but as something more dangerous, a woman with nothing to prove and everything to expose. 2 floors below, Department of Justice investigator Lena Sharma sifted through sealed affidavits tied to a larger pattern of misconduct, false arrests, missing dashcam footage, coerced testimony. She hadn't met Sophia. She didn't even know her name. All she'd been told was to observe Garrison. But as she glanced at the courtroom monitor, Lena's gut whispered that something was off. The witness list included a name she didn't recognize. But the woman's gaze, still sharp, wasn't just observing. She was measuring. Then Marcus Ghost Thorne entered the room. No badge, no uniform, just a flash drive and a history. A former officer turned whistleblower. He'd once accused Garrison and others of planting evidence. His career ended within weeks. But he kept watching, kept recording. The file he handed Lena held a recording. Garrison, drunken and boastful, reliving Sophia's arrest. She thought she was some hotshot lawyer. I shut that down. Judge Thorne didn't even blink. Laughter. Slept like a baby. Lena's fingers tightened on the flash drive. "We can end him with this," she said. Sophia had walked in quietly behind her. "Not yet," she said. Lena turned, startled. "You're—" Sophia nodded. "Let him lie. Let him feel invincible. Power always exposes itself when it thinks no one is watching." The next morning, the courtroom buzzed. Garrison took the stand, all authority and calm fabrication. Judge Thorne gave him room to breathe, to embellish, to lie. Sophia watched, motionless. It was almost theatrical, every line rehearsed, every expression tailored. But Lena, now watching with a different lens, started to see the cracks. Across the city, District Attorney Victor Sterling sipped coffee in his office, reviewing a case file that triggered something deep in his memory. Sophia Reed. Years ago, he'd denied her appeal with a single sentence. No merit for review. He hadn't thought twice. Now, her name was back, quietly listed as a witness in Garrison's hearing. His instincts sharpened. This wasn't coincidence. It was strategy. In room 4A, Sophia sat beside Lena. "How much longer?" Lena whispered. "Until he's comfortable," Sophia said. "Until they all are." Lena stared ahead. "You're not here just to watch." Sophia smiled faintly. "I'm here to end a chapter. Not just mine. Everyone's." And just then, Garrison said something he didn't realize would unravel it all. He didn't yell. He didn't threaten. He simply handed his assistant an old manila folder with Sophia's case file and said, "Make it loud." By noon, the headlines poured in. "Surprise witness in police brutality case has criminal record. DOJ insider once convicted for assaulting officer. And can the justice system rely on someone who tried to beat it?" No lies, just truth weaponized. At the courthouse, Lena's phone buzzed. One glance at the screen, and her expression hardened. She entered the waiting room and faced Sophia. You knew this would come out. You let me walk in blind. Sophia looked up, calm. I didn't come here to be trusted. I came to be heard. No apology, just a quiet strength, carved from years of silence. An hour later, a federal order arrived. Sophia was to be temporarily suspended from direct involvement. Her name became a whisper, her presence erased. But she didn't protest. She simply stepped back into the shadows. They thought they'd silenced her. They'd only confirmed her power. The restaurant didn't list prices. The music was soft, but the conversations were sharp. Sophia walked in, eyes scanning by instinct. Victor Sterling waited at a corner table. Miss Reed, he said, standing slightly. You look composed, as always. I'm not here for pleasantries. Fair enough. He motioned for wine. I appreciate you coming. It shows you're willing to talk. I'm willing to listen, she said. He leaned forward. A legal advisor position is opening. It hasn't been posted yet. With the right conversation, it's yours. Sophia said nothing. He continued, you've made headlines, and certain buried files are being unearthed. That kind of momentum, it's dangerous. For you. For all of us. She tilted her head. Is it your concern? Institutions. He smiled, thin. Legacy. Yours is fragile. Push too hard, and the system breaks you. He slid a folded document across the table. An agreement of intent. Take it, and the story ends quietly. No targets. Just titles. Sophia glanced at it. You think this is about survival? He nodded once. She leaned in. You bury me once. I rebuilt myself from bones. This time, I bury you with evidence. His jaw tightened. You're making a mistake. No one will stand with you when this explodes. She stood, pushing the wine aside. Then I'll stand alone. At the edge of the table, he asked, you think they'll listen? They don't have to. They just need to hear me. Outside, her phone buzzed. Lena's voice came through. He cracked on the stand. You were right. It's happening. Sophia looked up at the sky. No more asking for a seat. She was building her own table. The courtroom buzzed with attention too heavy for sound. Judge Thorne fidgeted with his robe. Officer Rex Garrison looked bored, tapping the table. The clerk called out, Sophia Reed, special witness, authorized by the United States Department of Justice. Gasps. Movement. Garrison tensed. Sophia walked slowly to the stand. She swore in with a voice that didn't waver, and then turned to face the man who stole her name. I wasn't just a bystander, she said. I was your victim, but not anymore. She faced the jury. I was 19, a law student. Garrison arrested me outside the downtown library. Said I attacked him. I didn't. But the report, the cuffs, the conviction, they came anyway. I lost my scholarship, my name, my future. The courtroom leaned in, but I didn't stay buried. Lena approached the monitor and played a video. Garrison's voice rang out, smug. I saved my badge with that arrest. Girl thought she was smart. I flipped the story. They bought it. Gasps echoed. Garrison's attorney jumped up. Objection. Judge Thorne tried to regain control, but it was gone. Sophia kept going. We recovered financial records. Lena displayed payment logs. Money sent to Judge Thorne from a firm protecting officers under misconduct review. Thorne turned pale. I also present a letter, Sophia said, lifting a sealed envelope. From the DOJ Office of Inspector General. A pause. Then the courtroom doors opened. 2 federal agents entered. One walked to the bench, the other to Garrison. Chaos. Murmurs. Flashbulbs. But Sophia stayed still. Later, in the empty courtroom, Lena sat beside her. You did it, Lena whispered. Sophia shook her head. We did. And it's not over. Outside, the city moved like it always did. But something was shifting beneath its skin. They hadn't listened before. But they had heard her now.